Okay, so my wife noticed these things on Facebook and sent it to me and said, wonder if I could make one. So I had some bearings outside and I had to go, so I was just going to show how I'd done it. So really, you can pick, any shape you want. I mean, some of these would be nice ones. I went with a pretty simple one to start with, but you could just go on here and do the same, copy one of these. So the one I went with was this one. You can use Inkscape to do the same thing, and then it's free. So you can change a JPEG to a SVG. That's basically what you need to do. On Lightburn, you just right click it, trace image, and that's all you need is the trace. Now you can just save it as an SVG, and that way a 3D program can recognize it. So you have to go to export. You can see there, just check, because there is other files, make sure it's SVG, and then I'll call it spinning wheel. So now a program like Tinkercad, that's what I'm going to use. You could use Blender. So now you just want to import, choose the file, find where you saved it to, import. Okay, so now with this top one, this is the thickness, so however thick you want to make it. I mean, you don't need it that thick. You just need it thick enough to house the bearing, really. Alright, and then the next thing to do is using calipers, just measure your bearing and then make one of these cylinders the correct size for it. So this thickness, I like to give it 1 extra millimeter, and then that way you can leave a millimeter sticking out, because if you go directly on top, sometimes it can mess up. So select these two and group them. So now my bearing can fit in there, and then I want a hole right through, so make sure that's out the bottom. Group these two, and that's basically it. Then I just made a pin that would fit in the center of my bearing. And what I actually did with that was I made one more hole, made this, I had some M3 bolts, so I made this 3mm by 3mm. I have it going in 12mm, that's plenty. Or 11 actually, because there's a millimeter out the top. And you can screw that through and put a washer on the other side. I'll show you my one. Just skateboard bearings, and then screw the little screw in the end there. I think that's like an M3. It's a 3mm shank. I think it's meant to be a more calm thing. Put them together like that, put them both down. So thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll put out another video as soon as possible. Thank you.